Hello, this is Travis Sabin from Adobe Analytics Product Management, and today I'm going to be walking you through the new multiple dimension columns in Freeform tables in Analysis Workspace. So if I build out a Freeform table with a dimension, typically we could just drag in another dimension to do a breakdown. If I want to see which action names are happening here, I could do this as a breakdown. But now with multiple dimension columns, you can add them as a new column at the beginning or after a dimension already created. We see this little add drag handle. So you drop that on, and now I've got two dimension columns. And what's happened is it has created a concatenated pair from these two values. So I have workspace and drag drop component. The number of events of that is over 3 million in the last month when those two things are paired together. And it goes on like that. You can see the groupings that happen along down the list. And you can keep going. You could add, let's see, maybe I want to know what region these are happening in. And maybe I want to know the state if I want to get really specific on where they're happening. And then maybe I want to do operating system, for example. So now I've got this pair of values here where I have a page name together with an action name, the region, the state, and the OS all together. So I got this grouping. This grouping happened 120,000 times. And so you can create really, really cool tables here to get some really specific information around these groupings that are happening here for relational data, especially. Now you can do these up to 5. If you try and add another one, it'll turn red and say the limit is 5. So if you try and add it anywhere, it'll give you that notification. So 5 is the max, but you can still add additional metrics and stuff like that, just like you normally could in a Freeform table. But the number of dimension columns is limited to 5. Now, not only can you do these side-by-side columns, but you can still do the traditional breakdowns. I'm going to remove some of these just to simplify the table a little bit. But if I wanted to break this down by the action name that takes place on these, I could still do that. So now I have this concatenated pair of workspace from the Americas region on Windows 10 and the top 5 action names that happen for that grouping. I can go even further and I can say, okay, like what city did this take place in? And I can create it on another dimension column on the breakdown itself. So I have a set of dimension columns here and then a breakdown of 2 dimension columns as well. And I can add up to 5 breakdown dimension columns as well. So really, really powerful and flexible capabilities now that you have here within the Freeform table. So I'm going to remove those just to make things a little bit simpler. But one of the other things that we added as part of this capability is a new sorting function. So we've added a new icon here. You can see that you can still do your ascending, descending. But if you click on it, there's now an advanced sorting option. And if you click on that, it'll pop up an advanced sorting modal here where it'll start with the default that we've had by the metric you were using. But you can add other sort columns. So I can do the page name. I can do account region and so on. I can do all of my columns if I really wanted to. I can drag and rearrange them to show the primary, secondary, tertiary, and so on sorting that I prefer. So if I really want to see region as my first one, I can move that up to the top and dragging along on my little drag handles here. Once I have the order I want and I choose descending or ascending values, then I hit apply. And now it'll update my table here in just a minute. But each of these has a little bubble notification on the icon indicating the sort order. So I have first, second, third, and fourth. And so really, really flexible. You can do this with or without multiple dimension columns. If you have just a bunch of metrics in here, you can do that. But now you have some flexibility in how these are sorting. So you're not stuck with the default single column doing ascending or descending. So let's go with sessions here as my single one. Back to my normal, typical one. So that is multiple dimension columns in Freeform tables and the new advanced sorting capabilities. We hope this unlocks some great new use cases and value for your reporting and makes your analysis that much more powerful. Thank you for your time.